I mentioned this Hasidic discourse that I actually was there when the Rebbe said it in 1987. As the yeshiva, part of in 770, part of being a chassid by the Rebbe in Fabrengen, and I had a place in Fabrengen and all that. So I remember. So the Rebbe said a maimer, Hasidic discourse, on the words Vayechulu Hashamayim, and right, which is also we say every Friday night at Grand Kiddush. And it's mentioned giving three interpretations of the word Vayechulu. So maybe let's look at that, and then like a few months ago when I was making Kiddush for my parents, what have you. So the Niggun, a Chabad Niggun came to me, and it fits well to Vayechulu. And so sing the Shamiel Niggun to the words Vayechulu. Okay, and this is how. Vayechulu Hashamayim ve'haaretz v'chol tzevavam nayichal Elokim b'yom hashvi'i Vayitachtoya Sherasam Vayishpos B'yom Hashvi'i Mikol Melachtoy Asher Asam Vayivarech Elohim es Yom Hashvi'i Vayikadesh Yisrael Ki Vayishavasmi Kol Melach Toy Asher bara Elohim Lasoy. There it is. Right? It's a famous song, Shamiel, which is about the song of the soul coming down to earth and then returning to heaven. Metaphor with the story of the 1800s, the great warrior who fought the Russian army, Shamiel, and then was tricked to coming down the Caucasus Mountains range where he was running his fiefdom. Was placed in prison. Then he was yearning to go back to his homeland up the mountains. So too, we come from the great top mountain. Our souls come down and yearn down to the valley, and we yearn to go back up. And in a way, this is related also to Shabbos. Shabbos is all about elevating the soul, going up and getting to a higher realm. Like we were talking before, the mati v'lei mati, to reach up as high as we can and then come back down and back up again. And that's the cycle we go through. Shabbos, we go up the Motzoei, and then comes Motzoei Shabbat. That's the shov, the return. Right? So now that we've gone through, all the couple of years learning about Shabbos, and now that lately we've been dealing with the Motzoei Shabbat, that is, again, that's the other side of the coin. That after the flight up, we have to bring it back down, come back down, right? Apply it, ground it. That's Motzoei Shabbat. So before we get there, let's look in some Chassidus. What is the Vayechulu Hashamayim? What is this ending? And we're not going to read all the words, but I will share screen the text. Here we go. Vayechulu Hashamayim va'aretz v'chol tzva. It says, and God finished. The word for Vayechulu, we can say it's finished. God finished creating heavens and earth and everything. Right? So he says it's the termination. And this came, what was the final part of creation that God completed was creating the human, right? And as we know, the famous Midrash, God didn't create the human first because God wanted to create first make the setup and then bring us into a ready-made world. Okay. But now there's another type of Vayechulu, and this is that it is the word kiloyin v'tainuk, bliss itself. Kiloyin is like the word to expire. Like when we say someone has kulois hanefesh, expiration of the soul, ecstasy, and to such an extent where the person passes out, heaven forbid. So that is kiloyin, where the soul is so overwhelming, it cannot be contained in the physical anymore. So that is that kulois hanefesh kiloyin. So we see that the word Vayechulu, another meaning is this achieving a state of bliss. Especially being as all the world was so great, amazing, with Tov Ma'od, that's right. So therefore, the Rebbe says here, that's why we begin Kiddush every Friday night with these words Vayechulu, but we don't just say Vayechulu, we start with Yom HaShishi, sixth day. Why? Because this state of reaching this state of ecstasy and tainuk and bliss through the creation comes dafka when it's finished complete, right? But we don't just say Vayechulu, we start with Yom HaShishi, sixth day. Why? Because this state of reaching this state of ecstasy and tainuk and bliss through the creation comes dafka when it's finished completely on the day, sixth day, and the creation of the human. Right? He goes in great detail how it's connected to creation of the whole world and Rosh Hashanah, concealment, and coming to a revealed state. But actually, come to think of it, I think we got the whole point. That the Yom HaShishi means that once we finish completing the work of 6 days of the week, then we could reach the state of Vayechulu, total bliss and ecstasy. Okay. Kabbalah. And that even elements of weekday, Yom Shishi, is also serves to the bliss of Shabbos.